My name is Laquan Smith, and I am the marketing officer here at Affinity Plus Credit Union. Tonight's topic will be the business of balance and navigating parenthood and entrepreneurship. Usually, for these webinars, we usually base it around finance, but now and then we like to do different topics. But so nonetheless, we will proceed with tonight, but just to quickly give you some more background on Affinity Plus. Affinity Plus is one of the largest credit unions here on island. We have various products from loans, savings account. We have also have junior membership from 0 to 15 years old. We also have scholarships for every stage of your educational journey. And currently, we actually have a promotion on our term deposits where you deposit $1,000 and you get 4% interest. And that offer ends on the 31st of March. Just to give you a bit of housekeeping, the recording will be provided. And if you have any questions, we will definitely be having a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. And just to give you a quick overview of our speaker for tonight. Her name is Mrs. Kimberly Scott, and I know Kim personally, and she is definitely qualified to speak to you this air tonight. So I know that this will be very insightful and action-packed. Kim is a business development consultant with over 8 years of experience in the industry. She is very passionate about helping businesses grow by identifying new growth opportunities, boosting revenue, expanding market reach, and optimizing business operations. This includes, but is not limited to, websites, crafting growth strategies, conducting market research, digital marketing, and content creation and content development, sorry. With experience working with brands in diverse sectors, from luxury to retail, she brings a personal touch to everything that she does as a businesswoman, wife, mom, ensuring success for all the brands that she works with. And without further ado, I would like to hand you over to our host for tonight, Mrs. Kimberly Scott.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to pull up my presentation now, so just give me 2 seconds. I hope everyone is doing really good.
Yes, we are.
So let's just get right into it. As Laquan said, my name is Kim Scott. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. And I'm just really happy to be here. Thank you so much, Affinity Plus, for seeing me as being the perfect fit for this topic. Well, if you know me, this topic sits really well within my heart because I'm currently going through all of it right now. And balance is something for me that sits really close to my heart because I'm a new mom. And if there's any parents in here, you know that finding balance being a parent is absolutely difficult. So let's get into how we're going to navigate. And I'm going to share some of my personal life experiences and what actually helps me find balance and how I actually grow my business. So I'm Kim Scott, a mom, a wife, and a business development consultant. And though that sounds like a lot, essentially what I do, I identify new growth opportunities in businesses with the aim of boosting revenue. And of course, Laquan would have gone through a lengthy introduction of basically what I do. But essentially, if you have a business and you're looking to grow, you have an issue that you're trying to solve, or you're just simply looking for more visibility for your business and it's already established, then you could give me a call or message for a consultation. As again, I've worked with numerous brands and I'm happy to help. But we're here not for a lengthy presentation or anything as ultra formal. We're here to have a very nice conversation about parenthood and how we're managing our business and trying to balance it all. Just to also give you some insight on some businesses I've worked with. Barbados Marine Spatial Plan. I've recently built out their website. I work with Answer Rentals and Brother Stokes to do their content development, and have recently built out Chicken Barn's digital strategy. So you can obviously have a look at a later date. So let's get into a little bit more about why balance is so important, especially for me. So to give you some more insight, balance basically helps you ensure that you have time for your family, your business, and most importantly, yourself. Because without you, your business, of course, cannot thrive. It helps you with burnout and protecting your mental health. Because if you don't take time for you, if you don't take time to actually decompress and have those pockets of moments for yourself, then you're definitely not going to be able to do absolutely anything. You have to make yourself a priority. It's so important as well, especially for me, to stay connected to who I am as a person. And for me, that is all rooted in finding my personal passions. Of course, there's business and there's family, but there's also a huge emphasis on making sure that you as well stay refueled and stay happy and fulfilled as well. So here's some practical lessons and some tips that I've learned as a parent and as a business owner. I've learned so many lessons over the years, but I've actually learned way more lessons becoming a parent. I thought before that I could do it all. I could run my business, I could go to the gym, I could be superwoman. But becoming a parent really helped me to understand that I am not a superhuman at all. And it was very humbling. So let's get into how I was able to actually manage being a parent and also an entrepreneur. I had to prioritize high impact activities. And I mean, I wanted my business to grow while being a parent as well. So I couldn't just sit down all day manually creating invoices and doing things that weren't actually providing income from my business. I had to create a strategy. So you want more money, you have to create more proposals, and you have to be eager and tenacious to go after these things. I had to understand that delegation was key. Again, to know me, and there's a lot of persons in this chat that they know me, I want to hold my baby while cooking, while sending an email, but I actually burnt out. I could not do it anymore. I had to realize that I have a supportive partner that I can lean on. I have family and friends that are eager to help me with baby, and I have a team that they're really good at what they do, and they're able to propel my business as well. So I can't be everything to everyone. I also had to focus on time management and learning that I had to schedule tasks. I couldn't make my entire day just about work because I also have a husband and I also have a family. And most importantly, was also setting boundaries. And that is something that for me was really hard to do. I'm a workaholic. Well, I was a workaholic. I had to take time to dedicate to my family as well. So again, I couldn't stay up at 10, 11, 12, 2 in the morning, just focusing on work. I also had to set time aside to spend with my family because there's a lot of guilt that comes with focusing so much on your business and not being able to spend that time with your family. So what I did personally, at 6 p.m. every day, that is my shut off time. Of course, there's moments where you would have that one or two client that needs to get something done urgently. So you work with them, but it isn't an everyday habit where you're constantly working. And weekends are for me, weekends are for my family. And you notice that I separated it. I need my me time, and then there's family time, because I'll go into why you also need to pour into just you and why you also need to have your own family time. So how tenacity fueled my business and my business's growth. When I think about tenacity in my entrepreneurial journey, I think about persistence and resilience. And I'm a very resilient person. Over the past year, and we're going to get a little personal as well. I don't want it to be a very formal presentation. I just want it to be a real chat. Over the past year, I've been so sleep deprived. Of course, having a baby was unlike anything that I could have ever imagined. Very cute, very demure, but also very tiring. I was so sleep deprived, the responsibilities of being a new mother, adjusting to married life, contractor roles as I was building a home in that process as well, and also building a business. So those are a few big things to take on all at once. It wasn't easy, but it was always worth it. So I just want to encourage you to always keep seeking opportunities, be tenacious, never get complacent in your business. You've never ever reached. There's always something more that you could actually achieve. So with that, I've always sent out proposals. I'm always talking about my business. You could find me in the supermarket telling someone like, hey, like, who owns Massey? Could I have a conversation with them? Because you just never know. It could be that very moment that you get that yes. No one is going to plug your business the way that you can. So always talk about your business. Closed mouths never get fed. So don't be shy about it. Post about it. Talk about it. Be proud of what you own. Maybe you're doing nails, doing hair, doing strategy, have a car wash. Be the face and the brand and keep propelling your business. Leverage your network. You never know, you might have a friend that could benefit from what you're offering. You would never know unless you speak about it. Sometimes you might have a friend, you don't even know what they essentially do. Like I said, I'm always talking about my business. I'm always asking someone what they do, and maybe we could actually have a partnership. So leverage your network because someone right next to you could be the very person that helps you along your journey. But I'm going to get into how being too tenacious actually really impacted not only my mental health, but my actually physical health. So we're going to go into like why balance was so important, and it was a lesson that I had to learn. So I'll paint a scenario. So I gave birth about 10 months ago and I had preeclampsia. And for most persons, they might not know, but it's something that Black women go through a lot. You have like heightened blood pressure and stuff like that. And it's a very touch and go situation. But again, I've always been such a go-getter. I need to have it all. So being a mom was again a beautiful but a humbling experience. So I was offered this opportunity potentially, a potential client. They reached out to me and it was 3 weeks postpartum. Anyone here that's a mom would understand that you haven't yet healed, your hormones are all over the place, a lot is happening. And I just thought, like, you know what, I want to do this for my family. This could propel my business. Like, I'm just ready to go. So there I'm leaving my baby, 3 weeks old, first time. The guilt that came with that was a lot, but I really wanted this opportunity. So there I am in the meeting and still not healed, still not ready, but I wanted it. I wasn't given the opportunity despite I gave my best, but that was a beautiful lesson for me because the way that God works, it wasn't my time, it wasn't my opportunity. If I was given that opportunity, it would have been way too much for me to physically and mentally or emotionally handle at that time because again, it was a big contract. So I'm saying all of that. Yes, be tenacious. Yes, go after these opportunities, but make sure that you're focused on your self-care and your mental health and your well-being because that could have been so detrimental for me. So let's dive into why self-care is so important. So as a parent and an entrepreneur, it's easy to lose sight of personal passions and self-care. This is something that, again, that I struggle with for a very long time. I've always loved sports and working out. So for me, in this season, I had to sit with myself and go back to like what makes me happy. As a mom, you're wearing so many different hats, and as a parent, you're wearing so many different hats. You're a business owner, a parent, a friend. There's so many roles. But in that, I found a happy medium and I started Pilates. And just that 30 minutes of relaxation, being able to decompress and work out and have some movement, that really helped. And I never went back since. I knew that in terms of not putting myself first and having those moments. I needed Pilates, I needed those walks, I needed those pockets of energy to fuel me along this journey. So I started swimming as well with my daughter on weekends. So it wasn't just about me. I also had moments with my daughter and my family. So things that made me feel alive again. And of course, sometimes at night, in terms of my me time, I would binge some Netflix maybe at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then regret it in the morning. But all moms know you just need that me time, that time for you. So always find moments to have that little me time, okay? And staying connected to your identity. This is a very big one for me as well. I don't want anyone to lose himself in the process. Yes, we all get caught up in the hustle. We're hustling, business, work, life, and everything that comes with it. Sometimes it gets so overwhelming. I'm sure we all can agree. But I don't want that you're so fixated on the grind that you forget who you are and lose your spark, the spark that keeps you going. It helps you to maintain your identity, which is key to having a happy and fulfilled life. Yes, business is great. Yes, all of these things are amazing, but focusing on making sure that you are good is very, very key. Never forget you in the process. Don't forget to eat. This is a message for me. Don't forget to eat. Don't forget to have those pockets of moments that make you feel alive and happy. Go out for that drink, go out for that meal. Have that time because life is way too short to be cliche. Do something that you love and brings out that light within you. And making these moments a priority and making these moments a routine. The same way it's a routine to push your business or to send those emails or to send those proposals or to work. Make you time a routine. Maybe a walk, maybe a run, maybe a guilty pleasure, but just do what you have to do to have those moments for yourself. So getting into navigating guilt and feeling overwhelmed in business and in finding that balance. So just let's be real. Guilt and feeling overwhelmed comes with the territory of being an entrepreneur. Whether you're raising a family, running a business, it's completely normal to feel that guilt because you're pouring so much into your business and sometimes you don't even have the time to maybe spend with your family the way you want to. All of that is normal. You're not alien. Those emotions are normal. And it's so important to have that community that reminds you that, especially other entrepreneurial friends, that reminds you that it's normal. It's very normal. What I do and what really works for me in navigating and trying to find that balance, I celebrate those small wins. Before in business, I would set my to-do list and I would basically be so hard on myself. I would not give myself any grace. I would maybe do like 4 tasks and maybe have 6 remaining, and I wouldn't even celebrate it. I'll be like, I didn't do much work, I was lazy, etc., etc. No, you need to celebrate those small wins. You send that email, you got that proposal done, you were able to finish this amount of clients. Give yourself the pat on the back that you deserve because you are working hard and you need to celebrate all of those wins. And realistic goal setting as well. We tend to get overwhelmed because we give ourselves some real unrealistic expectations and we have to basically meet them. You're not giving yourself grace. And I tend to do that personally a lot. I had to step away from that and say, hey, I have this really big goal. I need to break this down into bite-sized steps. And then each moment, each day, each week, I'm ticking it off because I have this overall goal. It's okay to want a lot. It's okay to want to expand your business or to drive your business or to have visibility, whatever else you may want for your business. However, you need to also be realistic in those expectations and give yourself grace along the way. Just create your roadmap to what you need to get to. You can reach out to me if you want to help you get there. But most importantly, you need to make sure that you break down those steps and do it piece by piece and take your time. Don't get too overwhelmed. Everything will be achievable, but just give yourself that space and that grace. Building a support system for me. I don't want anyone to think that they have to ever do it alone. And if you're anything like me, despite having a community, I've always felt like I still have to do this on my own. I have to I have to look after my baby while sending these emails, while doing all of these things. And though that tenacious mindset might be so great, it's basically just hazardous for you to always feel that you have to be everything to you. You have to be everything to your business, everything to your family, and you're not taking that moment for you. You don't have to do it alone. Utilize your support system always. My partner always tells me, babe, I got you. My family always says, Kim, I have you. And that's something that I've had to retrain my brain into thinking. You have this system, make sure that you utilize them. Use your friends and your family sometimes to just look after your baby. That's okay. Take that time to do your emails, take your clients, just make sure that you set that time aside. Having mentors and business partners along my journey has also been so helpful. People that actually can relate to what I'm going through, and people that have actually done it before and have been so successful. They have made me feel as though like I'm not alone and I can do that. Maybe a lawyer getting accounting advice, finding ways that actually can make my automation invoicing system better. There's always ways for you to lean on the persons around you. So don't ever feel as though you have to do anything alone, especially when it comes to business or maybe your own family unit. Hiring help as well. There's no shame in hiring a nanny at all. The flexibility and reliability that comes with that has saved me so much. I thought before I got pregnant personally, I felt as though I didn't really understand the demands of parenthood. I felt as though I could have my baby there and I could still be working. And that was such a unicorn thought that I could do it all. But I've learned in this season, hire that nanny, get that granny to help you, get that cousin to come help you cook, leverage that accounting friend. People are around to help. And I'm pretty sure that you're that type of person that they can rely on as well. So make sure that you're not doing it alone. You will burn out and you don't need that at all. And business as well, for me, I had to learn to be flexible. This has helped a lot with creating that balance that you really do need. In life, things really ever go to plan. You have this beautiful plan, and sometimes things don't pan out. And I had to learn to pivot, and that is one of the most valuable lessons that I've learned in my career, especially on this momhood and parenthood and business journey. Allowing myself to adapt along the way. It isn't smooth all the time, but there's still opportunities to create growth, and that is what I love about it. Flexibility in no way is a weakness. It's actually a strength that you can navigate the things that life has thrown to you. There's so many times, to give you an example, while building my home, very chaotic, I've had to basically step back from my business and pour into my home, and certain business responsibilities I had to delegate to people around me to make sure that I didn't fall by the wayside. So again, community matters. There are a few times too where my baby got ill and I had to prioritize my family, prioritize her. So just to allow you to understand that life isn't always perfect, but there's always room to pivot and to navigate. So always give yourself that grace. Being open to adaptation will help you find that rhythm as well. It will help you to find your way. So there's no shame in that. So these moments essentially have taught me that it's okay to adjust. Sometimes my business deadlines might not be met. Of course, I speak to the client. You're a real person. Things happen. Always communicate. Sometimes a project has to take a different direction. That is all okay. Everything pans out the way that it's supposed to, and that's one thing that I have learned on this journey. So I just want to encourage my fellow entrepreneurs to embrace the chaos and embrace the adaptation and the flexibility. Embrace it all. Life with kids, what I've learned, is full of surprises. One day it's good, one day is weird, but it's all a beautiful experience. So just be open to adapting, especially when it comes to family life and business life, especially when you're doing both. So most importantly, and we're all here for some tidbits as well, not to just hear my personal stories, but these are some apps that have really helped me on my journey. Again, like I said before, I had all the energy in the world. I had a lot of brain space for a lot of things. So I didn't need all of these apps and stuff to help me. I was just freelancing and figuring it out as I went. But having a child made me realize that I needed some level of structure. So to help me along my journey and to really propel my business and to really streamline it, I introduced time management apps like Asana. So with Asana, I'm able to communicate with my team. So every day, every Monday, I would set my calendar out. So you divide it into like your weeks if you want to, or your days. And I will put all the tasks that I want to achieve in a particular day. Again, adaptation. Some tasks kind of go over into Monday for Tuesday and Wednesday, but at the end of the week, you try to get it all done. In that app as well, I'm able to assign things and delegate things to my team. So again, not being everything to your business. Sometimes you need to know when to outsource and when to hire persons as well to help you along your journey. Google Calendar as well. Again, if you're a parent, there's a lot of space. There's no space left. You have so many things you're thinking about. Appointments for baby, schools for baby, activities for baby. Like there's so many different things. You have your partner as well. There's things happening with them. I put everything in my Google Calendar. I'm not ashamed. If my friends want to invite me out, put drinks night in a calendar invite because I don't want to forget it. My appointments, doctor appointments, anything, Google Calendar is what I use. My delegation tools, especially if you have a team, I utilize Slack. A little bit more streamlined on WhatsApp. So you could actually divide, your team into different sections to speak about different projects, especially on the go. Slack is a communications tool that really works for me. Again, I know most entrepreneurs struggle with finances. Zoho Books. Again, you could download all of these apps and always message me and reach out to me via socials to understand how to use them. But Zoho Books, amazing. It has helped me automate my invoicing system for my business. So my invoices sometimes just go automated and it really saves me a lot of time and energy not having to manually do that. You're able as well to see your full financial outlook on your business, pull your financial statements, very easy platform to use. Also, Metricool for my entrepreneurs. Of course, we're living in a digital age and you want to make sure that your business gets as much visibility as possible and stays trendy and relevant. I utilize Metricool to not to create my Instagram posts, but to post them and to schedule them. So if you want to use that platform, it's absolutely amazing. So sadly, we've come to the end of my presentation, but some key takeaways from my experience as a parent and as an entrepreneur that I'd love to share and to make sure that I reiterate it. Balance is not about perfection, but adapting. And keep them focused on your goals, but allow the flexibility. Leave that room for growth, leave that room for change to happen because sometimes the change is the beautiful part about it. And you may have a particular vision in mind, but life would surprise you and give you something even better than you thought. Self-care is super critical and it's one of the most intricate parts of the balance equation. Finding balance isn't just about 50% for business, 50% for family, but also finding moments for you because without you as an entrepreneur, your business cannot thrive. It cannot grow. Nothing can come of it. Your creativity has to be there. You have to keep pouring into you and making sure that your mental health and your happiness is always at the forefront. Tenacity is one of the greatest strengths an entrepreneur could have, and passion. Never let that passion die for your business. Always remind yourself why you went into this business. Maybe to help other people, maybe just to help your family, maybe to be just something you're passionate about. Never let that tenacity die. Find those opportunities to speak about your business, what you do, always plug yourself. That is always important, but never let the tenacity take away from you as well and what your mental health actually needs. So ensure there's always that balance. So I also right now at this moment would like to hear some of your thoughts, any questions, any stories that you might have of your own journeys. So let's dive into some questions and any answer and some questions and answers at this moment.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kim, for that. You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
So if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat or you can unmute your mic and ask the question.
Don't be shy. Ask me anything.
Okay, so Sharika, she didn't ask a question, but she said really great presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we do have a question. So this is from Keisha. She's saying that she's a mom of two, 14 and 1, with two
Lovely.
businesses, and it's really hard to manage time. So
Mm,
any tips for her, Ken?
for managing time. Of course, yes, a mom of two, of course, that is that is strenuous. So my heart goes out to you because I'm a mom of one and it's very difficult. In terms of managing time, what I do, sadly, I have to start my mornings extremely early and sometimes go to bed a bit late, and that isn't always the best. Um, but I say try to find ways to outline your day, like look at your daily tasks and find what you could actually group together. Like I said, maybe utilize like an app and find out what might be taking a lot of your time. Maybe something that you can maybe outsource or get some help with. Because there's only so many hours in a day. Maybe someone could do pickups or drop offs for you while you actually like manage the business, or is it something that you can maybe outsource to someone to help you minimize, some of the tasks, and that maybe you could group them. And even sometimes we're so busy doing things, we don't recognize that we might be doubling up on something. Just have a very thorough look of your day and how it looks and see where you could actually get the help that you may potentially need again, or like I said, outsource something. um I think that's the best advice I would have right now in terms of having time, because you can't extend the time of the day. But you can get help, you can outsource, or you can sometimes minimize some of the monotonous tasks that you might be doing. Find a faster way to maybe do things that you'll be taking a long time to do. Or sometimes if you're at that stage as well, maybe delegate some of the tasks to like your staff, if you do have staff, for example. Maybe you're doing things that, some of your staff members maybe will be able to assist with.
Okay, so Keisha is asking for a consultation with you.
Oh,
So
love.
Keisha definitely reach out to Kim. Her business is the Corporate Hub.
Yes, I'll have a page right here for you to,
Yes.
and you're ready.
Um, okay, so we do have another question here from Shakira. She's asking, how do you set expectations or manage boundaries with your clients while remaining professional?
That's a really good question because it's been very difficult because some clients are very demanding. Um, but you have to be very diplomatic. At the end of the day, you're a human being. And I find that when you speak, yes, there's being professional, but there's also having that human element and explaining to someone that, this is my family time. And that is very, very normal. I think sometimes we make that seem as though it's an awkward thing to say, and we allow our clients to maybe take more than they need from us. So I've just had to have very human conversations with my clients and say, hey, well, just let you know that I shut off around 6 and this is my closing time. I don't typically work on weekends. However, I might be able to assist you. So having those small, meaningful conversations, sometimes it clicks for them to say, okay, well, I know Kim doesn't work on weekends. And I find when you do that as well, have that honest conversation, they tend to respect your time a bit more. And they understand that, okay, well, Kim went above and beyond by actually working the weekend, rather than it's expected that she works the weekend because I'm her client. So I'm just very honest, and I have those very human conversations with them to let them know, yes, well, these are my business hours. However, I would be able to assist if I can. I hope
Thank
that would be able to help.
Okay, so we have a question here from Shamika. She is saying, beautiful presentation. What advice would you give to someone who is really contemplating venturing into the world of entrepreneurship? And do you think it is worth it?
100%. It is so rewarding. I'm a 9 to 5 girly. I was a 9 to 5 girly. I loved it so much. The structure and everything was amazing. But when you have a passion for something, there's no one who's going to do it better than you. And I think you should take the leap of faith and you should do it. It's very rewarding. Of course, it is very tiring, long hours. And again, you have to find that balance, but it does take a lot. You have to basically create that structure of 9 to 5. You have the structure, but you have to be the structure. So there's um, a lot of mental restructuring that you have to do when you're venturing into that world. But again, it's worth it as long as it's something that you are very passionate about. I would say go for it.
Thank you for that encouragement, Kim. We have another question here from Charisma. Um, she's asking, how was your transition balancing being a new mom, postpartum, and business, being away from your baby for extended periods? Although I would like to be away from my baby, she's 5 months. She still takes up majority of my brain.
Okay, can you repeat the first part again?
Yes. How was your transition
Transition.
balancing being a new mom, postpartum, and being how was your transition balancing being a new mom, postpartum, and business?
I'll be honest, very chaotic. I'm going to give it to you very real. It was nothing that I could ever experience. It was it was very different. Um, I guess with postpartum as well, you're so focused on your baby. Sometimes you even forget yourself. You're so immersed in that role. It can sometimes and a lot of times be a lot. So for me, the transition was a shock, 100%. Being such a free spirit as well, someone who liked structure but still love a lot of flexibility. It was having to create structure because children need structure. Mentally as well, with postpartum, I know we don't talk about it a lot. It was mentally a bit challenging. There's this person who's relying on you for everything. And though it was such a beautiful experience, there's moments where, you'd feel sad, feel unsure. A lot of these emotions comes with parenthood and being a mom. So the transition, I wouldn't say was the absolute easiest, but it's something that got better along the way. As she got older, I was able to have more structure. I felt like I knew more of what I was doing. And also I understood now where my business and where my business and was and where I needed to place it. Because I couldn't do both. I thought I could do both at the same time, but I needed those 3 to 4 months to basically find my footing. So now at 10 months, I could now safely say that I'm now feeling a bit back to me again, and I'm able to have that tenacity for my business because it's okay to have those months to focus on baby. It's a huge transition. So I would say give yourself grace if that's where you're at. And each month, each week, it will get a bit better.
Thank you for that, Kim. I don't see any more questions right now. Oh, so we do have a question here from Destiny. She's asking, what advice would you give to younger Kim or young women alike?
I would say give yourself grace. You'll definitely make it in the end. If I could see my younger self, I would give her a hug. She worried so much about if she would have the things that I have right now. And I guess to everyone, your blessing looks different. But I was so hard on myself and I had all of these timelines and these deadlines and I had to do it by 25 and I had to do it by 28. But everything worked out the way it was supposed to. Every challenge, every disappointment, everything was perfectly aligning for where I am right now. And I would say, just don't give up or feel as though that nothing's going to change. It does change. It does get better. You do grow. And all the things that you say that you want, best believe it, you have that and more. Just keep being grateful, keep being tenacious, and keep giving yourself grace and love on yourself and enjoy being young. You get old so quickly. I literally was 18 and now I'm 32. So enjoy those moments being young. Tomorrow's worries will come. Just live in the moment. Enjoy being young. Do all the things that you need to do for your future self, but give yourself the grace and the love that you need.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay,
for that. Um,
great.
okay, so Aaliyah has a question. She's asking, any advice for persons entering the field of consulting and business development?
Okay. In terms of consulting, having retainers is really important. Again, you have to put yourself out there. Being an entrepreneur and a consultant, you have to make sure that you're networking for sure. Make sure you have a LinkedIn, a bio, so people would understand what you're doing. And don't be afraid to cold call at all. Sometimes businesses don't know what they need until you let them know what they need, what they need is. So sometimes if you see an issue, if you see that there's a problem that you could solve, don't shy away and think maybe that they have someone else to do it. A lot of my business comes from calling and saying, hey, I saw that you didn't have this or this. And then the business owner or company recognizing that, oh, well, I actually do need that. So I would say just keep cold calling, keep being tenacious, and ensure that you actually keep building your personal brand as well. Because being a consultant or entrepreneur, you are mostly the face of your brand. Keep building your image and making sure that you are someone that you would want to have represent or to work with your company.
Yes. So Destiny actually has another great question here. She's asking, what would you say is your definition of what would you say your definition of legacy looks like now with the addition of your new bundle of joy?
Oh, this is such a good question and really making me think. I think legacy for me right now is leaving something that my child will be very proud of. Um, it isn't just about the monetary value, but leaving a good name as well that she's proud of to say, like, I was a child of Dwayne Scott with my husband or Kimberly Scott. Helping her to understand business and making sure that what I do leave for her in the future that she's able to understand and also to take care of. So the value of hard work and your passions actually coming into fruition and making sure that you're proud of the name that you have and every day waking up and making sure that you continue to build a great image and continue to, you know, continue being a great person. It isn't just about the money like it was before, but making sure that I leave a name that she's proud of being attached to. I
Thank
hope
you for
that
that.
answers your question.
Yeah. Okay, any last questions from anybody?
These are really good questions, by the way. I loved every single one of them.
Yes.
I thought I would hear some voices though
Mhm.
next time.
Yeah, so we don't have any more questions actually, but we do have a comment here from Amber, and she's saying that this is a really great and motivating and realistic presentation, and she's just thanking you for sharing with us and for the advice.
Thank you so much for being such great audience as well. You made it very easy. Love it.
Well, okay, yeah.
So I'll close. I'll just say my thank you. I just want to say thank you so much to Affinity Plus for this amazing opportunity to be able to speak about a topic that is so close to my heart and having that platform to do so. So thank you so much, especially Laquan. You were a really great co-host as well. And
Yes, thank you.
Amazing working with you again.
Uh,
If you would like to reach out to Corporate Hub, feel free to. I'm here to help your business to grow. Even if it's advice that you may need, just give me a shout. Kim at the Corporate Hub is my email. Feel free to follow Kim. Sorry, feel free to follow the corporatehub.co on Instagram. And also, if you would like to follow me or to connect networking on LinkedIn, feel free to also give me an invite. And of course, if you want to give me a call, especially following up from any questions you might have from this presentation, feel free to do so as well. But thank you for being a great audience, and I look forward to doing this again.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining and for taking time out your day to come on here. And thank you again, Kim, for coming and definitely sharing this very insightful presentation. So thank you again, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.